Afternoon.
It looked like your defense had 3 interceptions today. Can you speak to some of the ball hawks out there?
They're getting their hands on some balls, which is a good thing. Still got a lot of ways to go. I think they gave up some plays as well, but they're getting their hands on balls and they're flying around.
Jamel Dean got one, but you weren't too happy with it.
He rested in the end zone. It was the first play. He needed to get his behind back and get lined up to play.
Todd, when you see pick in practice, do you see the good side with the defense side or the bad side with the offense side?
I see both. I have mixed emotions. I'm happy we're getting our hands on balls. I'm disappointed that we turned the ball over, so I'll never be happy.
But just the level of competition from the last 2 days, does it feel different than past years? Does it feel like the defense is pushing the offense harder? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's a lot of back and forth all the time. It's not like they soft on them ever, and the offense isn't soft on the defense either. It's a lot of back and forth. But the offense made some good plays, and the defense made some good plays as well. So right now, it's a lot of good give and take.
Todd, can you talk about the day that Jalen McMillan had? Looked like he was heavily involved.
He caught a lot of balls today. He atoned for his 2 drops for yesterday. Looked like the heat might have got on his back a little bit, and I probably got on him a little bit as well. But he came back strong, just like I thought he would, and he had a very good day.
You see him differently physically because we talked about in the offseason being stronger. I remember the ball in Dallas that got ripped out. You've seen him really stronger.
I think he's stronger. You won't see it, but he is stronger from a playing standpoint, understanding how to play and understanding the weight program and the conditioning program. I think he's used to that a lot more now, so he's more comfortable.
Todd Bucca got a lot of reps today, too. It looks like Baker's already got a lot of confidence in him.
Well, we're getting him caught up fast. Him and Parrish are getting an awful lot of reps right now with people down and injuries, so he's getting accustomed to the system really good. He's a really smart player. He's a heady player, and he understands all the positions, so he's getting a lot of time at all of them.
Coach, what have you seen out of Roman Parody so far? Came down with another big play. Seems like he's made a couple interceptions in camp so far.
He's got a big 6. He's still learning the system. He's still learning the system some, but he's competitive, and he's learning every day. And I look forward to seeing him in training camp once he has the whole system down.
Coach, thoughts on Kyle Trask? A couple of beautiful deep balls. He had the same yesterday as well.
He did. He had some deep balls, especially on the outside. He showed some good touch on balls, and just got to cut down on the turnovers.
Speaking of deep balls, the one that was thrown to Coach Johnson there in coverage, just your thoughts on Johnson's ability to leap up and grab the ball. I know he did it last week too.
Well, we know he can get down the field. He has a lot of speed, but he's just not a speed guy. He's a very good receiver. He's a route runner. He's more than a punt returner. He actually has a chance to be a vital part of our offense if he keeps trending in the way he's trending.
So speaking of return game, can you talk about how the competition is going at kick return and punt return in terms of raising that level of competition with some of your newcomers, including rookies?
Well, catching the ball, we got to block it better. Obviously, we got to block it better, but we have guys that have punt return and kick return, so it'll be interesting to see in the preseason who actually stands out under the lights, but there's some competition there.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about some of the players in the depth positions at safety that you're seeing?
I think you're getting a lot of depth from that standpoint with Wisdom coming into his second year making some plays, but then you got JJ and you got Shiloh also coming along and learning the system and starting to get more comfortable and make some plays back there as well. And that's even with Izzy there, and you got Winfield obviously, and you got Tyke sitting there, and you got Merriweather sitting there. So we got a lot of guys. That's going to be one of the more heavily competitive spots once training camp starts.
Coach, now that you got everybody out here pretty much, who's kind of surprised you as far as the young guys? So maybe, what's something that has surprised you over the last couple days?
I don't think any of them surprised me. They all have a very good work ethic. They're all pretty bright players, and they're in very good shape. So that part hasn't surprised me yet. I'll be waiting for the pads to see who can really show me who can do what.
We know Reddick is going to have an impact on the plays for you. What kind of things can he impart on a guy like Yaya Diaby? How much better is he going to be with somebody on the other side that's getting recognized?
Well, he's been great the last 2 days talking to guys on the sideline about hand placement, length, what foot to use, when to go under, when not to go under. So he has a lot of leadership qualities as well, and he's been outstanding in the last 2 days helping the younger guys. So it can only help Yaya as far as his hand placement.
Todd, almost all the starters on this team are going to be players that were drafted by this organization. How rare is that, and how much of an advantage is it for this franchise?
I'm not sure how rare it is. I haven't checked and I haven't even thought about it that way. We try to play good players. I'm glad we draft good players, and we got to keep them there. And hopefully they're all not up at the same time. So, but they're good players. We like our guys that we draft, and we train them and we trust them, and we have a good communication system between the scouting staff and the coaching staff. And then me and Jason get together. But I don't think it has any bearing on who plays. They're very good players and they fit our system
Is
well.
it an advantage in terms of you've trained these guys yourself in terms of the system, and if they're familiar with it?
I don't know if it's an advantage. It's good to have homegrown guys that've been here, but you still have guys like Reddick come in here and Sterling Shepard that come in here that can play ball that were free agents. So those guys help too. But when you have guys that's groomed the system that you kind of get from ground one, you probably spend a little more time with them because they have been here and the other guys know how to play. But I don't think it matters or gives us an advantage. It just helps us know we're picking good players that we can play with.
Todd, can you speak to Logan Hall, how much he's improved the last couple of years, and maybe what you see of him for this year?
Logan, quietly, before I mentioned Voss last week, has probably had the most productive offseason that I've seen. He's quicker, he keeps his head down and works, and he's kind of unsung with Cansey and Vita down there, but he had 5 sacks last year and didn't play third downs, but he's very athletic. He played the run well. He has some pass rush moves that we're unlocking still, and he still has another level that he can get to, but from a movement standpoint, very pleased with everything I saw with Logan this spring.
Todd, Rashad said that he was starving. This team is starving. Have you noticed that they're hungrier maybe than past seasons, that chip is a little bit bigger, that taste in their mouth is a little bit worse?
We're hungrier and we expect more. I mean, we have a standard here that we try to hit every year and we try to keep, and the more guys see it, the more guys that are here, the hungrier everyone gets. So we're all trying to push each other to be better from a coaching standpoint and from a player standpoint. If they hold each other accountable on the field, we'll be a better team.
You mentioned Reddick, Coach. What have you seen from him in just 2 days? I know it's just short.
Who was that?
Reddick. Haason Reddick.
Other than the leadership, he has a quick first step, and he's very strong off the ball, and he knows how to play football, and he knows how to find creases and get after it. So he's a very savvy football player.
Where's the most growth you've seen in Luke over the last few years?
His work ethic has always been there, just settling down in his pass pro. He was always a great run blocker, settling down in his pass pro and understanding different types of bodies that he has to go against, whether it's speed, whether it's power. He kind of settled in and understands, and he works at it constantly. He's one of them guys, if we try to have a walkthrough period, he's pissed off because the guy's not going full speed and he needs to get the work in. So, but he's seen a lot of growth from a pass concept that way.
Todd, I'm sure you and your coaches have taken a look at maybe the Falcons, the Texans, some of those early games. When do you start introducing that to the players? Is that in training camp? Is that just like when the season starts? When do they start getting into some of the film study of those early season opponents?
Well, we'll start concentrating on them somewhere in the middle of training camp, but who's to say they're not doing those things right now? Some of the installs, knowingly or unknowingly, are things that we need to take a look at against certain guys, so we always sprinkle some things in, so when we have to put it in, they've already been doing it.
Coach, when you were a player this time of year and you were in a contract year, did you feel extra motivation because of that, or was that not a thing?
Free agent contract my rookie year was $70,000, and my second year when we won the Super Bowl, I started at safety, I was $85,000, and I made more in incentives than I did in my salary, so we didn't really have contract years. If you get hurt, somebody's taking your spot. You better get out and go home. You don't have that kind of thing today. It's a completely different game. You should play the same all the time. You should practice the same all the time, and that's what we try to stress and preach, whether you're getting paid or not getting paid. I mean, you didn't get paid in college. They do now, but they didn't before. But you didn't get paid in high school, so it's your love of the game that's going to fuel you whether the contract comes out or not. So you'll play for the team you're on or you'll play for somebody else. But either way, you better play.
Todd, you mentioned the work ethic of this team multiple times. How refreshing is it to have a group of guys who just want to work? And how does it compare to some of the other stops that you've been at before with guys? And it seems like all these guys are just doing their job. You don't have to really monitor, police them or anything like that.
The work ethic is similar to other places I've been to. It's just being vocal on the field with each other. You know, you can take corrections from coaches all day long. When you see players correcting themselves, which a lot of them are doing now, that's when you know you feel like you're getting better as a team because they're starting to get on the same page and they're starting to understand where they need to be and notice things.
Todd, you're the longest tenured coach in the NFC South. I don't want to put a jinx on you, but
You put a jinx on.
and a lot of people like to trash the division. When you look around at the other three teams, what do you see in terms of the challenge?
It's always a challenge every year in our division. I don't care what division you're in. The division games are the toughest ones you play against because they know you better than anybody else, and you know them better than anybody else. So no matter, you can add a few wrinkles, but it's going to come down to execution. It's going to come down to who makes less turnovers and understanding. So the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers, they're all going to be tough games every year.
Thank you.
Thanks, Todd.